Hey there, let's make a video and show you how to make the embroidery on the back of the hat. Hold on, this is what I'm talking about. So you have the back of the hat, it's empty. You want to put something here and it's a curve. It's very difficult to hoop, you think. What do you think? But you can do it, you can do it. All right, I'm gonna show you how to do this because we've had some fun doing this in our shop and went online to see if other people knew how to do this better than us and realized that there are not a lot of tutorials out there on how to make the back of the hat, how to sew the back of the hat. This tutorial is not going to show you how to digitize it. We're just going to show you how to hoop the back of the hat. All right, here we go. I'm going to throw it on the ground. So first things first, you're going to need something called a fast frame. I'm using this one. This guy. I think it's a 4-inch, 5-inch by 4-inch fast frame. What you're gonna do first is you're gonna unbuckle the snaps. And then you're gonna place it somewhere while you grab some tearaway backing. You want tearaway backing because if you cut away backing on the mesh, it'll look bad. And that's not what we want. We want our clients to look amazing. Okay. If you don't have a ton of tape all over your embroidery place, I don't know who you are. Are you really embroidering if you don't? Because maybe other people don't use a lot of tape. So I have backing. This is a lightweight tearaway. And I'm gonna measure it for my frame. All right, so this is the important part. When we put our backing on it, the frame, we're gonna cover the entire frame with backing. Let me bring this over closer. So that means when I cut it, I don't need a huge piece, but it definitely needs to cover the entire frame. Does that make sense? So there's no silver. Now I'm just gonna bend this on the other edge to get a line. Then I'm just gonna cut. Now, if we're going into production mode and we're making a bunch of these, that's great. We're not gonna do this every single time. We're gonna take this one sheet and we're gonna cut out the rest of the backing that we need. I like to cut backing out because it's cheaper, but if you live dangerously and you like to buy backing, I think you can buy the hat backing and it'll work in this. I don't know. The point is you wanna get it super tight. So you're gonna put a piece of tape up here on the edge and lock it in. Okay, that's just one piece of tape. That's one piece. Then you're gonna pick another piece of tape and do the same thing down below, like on the edge. See that? I just taped that one side. Now I'm gonna tape the bottom edge. Okay, I get some of the backing, some of my frame, and then I wrap around my frame and go underneath it. I'm gonna keep following it because what you don't want is this to go flying and like to have a loose piece in there. This is really important that this is tight. Now we're gonna go up to this one. I'm gonna fold it underneath. I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing. I'm going under the frame with the tape. Taping on the top, really, really heavy. Use your nail if you have to, and under. These edges are kind of fun. I don't think you can use enough tape. I think you can use, I wish I had stocking tape, but this should be pretty tight. Not like the drum situation that you have when you have a friction fit hoop, because I'm not gonna press on it because I don't want it to go anywhere. But for the most part, this is pretty darn tight. Now I'm gonna take my hat. I know that I'm in needle number 12, which is right here. It should be the middle of my frame, okay? I'm gonna trace right now. This is pretending like it's my first one. This is actually my second one. If it was my second one, I don't need to trace, but this is what I'm gonna do. I would trace, and I'm gonna make sure that this presser foot doesn't hit my fast frame and that it stays inside of the backing, because you don't want it to float away. Like you don't want to come up here because you don't have any backing. We need the backing. All right, now we're gonna put our hat on. Here's the middle of the back of the seam. This makes it so easy. I already digitized this to follow this curve. That is a whole different topic, but I'm gonna put my presser foot onto that seam so that I know exactly where I want to start my design. All right, so now I have it on there. Oh, but Caroline, it's like really curvy and it's gonna be difficult. Yes, it will, but you have to will this into place. Like this will be beautiful and we get to think that way. So I'm gonna put this here and I am gonna put, I'm gonna just throw a little clippy on. It's very similar to doing hair because you're gonna do a little like, I'm gonna put a clip here, then I'm gonna put a clip here, but I'm not done yet, okay? Now it's just holding it in place. Now I can tell it where I want it to go. I'm gonna kind of push it down into place and put a new clip here. Okay, now I'm gonna smooth it over using my fingers. Maybe release it and get it to go down again. Now again over here. And then I'm gonna smooth it this way. All the while making sure this line in the middle is dead on, okay? So I'm gonna smooth again. Ooh. And you're just gonna put clips. You're gonna put clips in till you have a smooth surface, smoothish surface. These are all going to be letters, and so I'm not too worried if it's a little bumpy, because what's gonna end up happening is one letter is gonna go down, it'll smooth that one letter, and then the next letter will go down, okay? The most important part is that we get a bunch of little clips on there, because this is not only holding my hat, but it's holding the backing in place. And that backing is what is going to give us the stability so that when you go to look at it, it doesn't look all janked up. That's an owie one. You gotta get these alligator clips. You need a lot of them. All right. Now it's a little bumpy, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, that's not like I'm not excited about that. But I know that that's gonna turn out great. Okay? We're lined up. This is the line. All right, good. And then I can kind of lift it up just a little bit, because I want my presser foot to hit right there. There we go, perfect. So it's a little bit above the seam of the back. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit above that seam so I'm not like interrupting that. It's right on my little line. And then now we're going to start. And I turn it down a little bit. I mean, honestly, you probably turn it up if you really felt comfortable, but it's gonna bounce. It's gonna bounce a little bit. And that's okay. What you don't want to happen is it bounces so hard that these clips start flying off of there. As long as the clips are holding, you're good. As long as the clips and you don't have like the paper on the underneath, the backing starts to fly off, you're good. And then you get something that looks like this. Super neat, super clean. The hardest part is smoothing, going from that center seam and smoothing out. So the trick is you clip the edges. We're gonna clip the edges first. Let me grab my hat. When it's in the machine or on the hoop, you're gonna clip these things down onto the hat hoop or the hoop, just to hold it. And then you're gonna come back and clip the center and then clip around on the edges and then smooth and smooth and smooth. And that's gonna get your best result. And then once you're done doing that, then you pray and you envision a beautiful product like this. All right.